Hey Flosstube, this is Amy. I hope you're having a great stitching week. For those of you that have been here before, thank you so much for coming back to hang out with me. And for those of you that are new, welcome. This is a channel all about the crazy hobby of cross stitch. I wanted to thank you guys. The last video I had some new subscribers and more views than I've ever had. So if someone sent you to my channel, if you could please do me a favor and let me know. I would love to thank them. I watch a lot of Flosstubers. I try to get on Instagram as much as I can, but there's so much out there that I don't want to miss anyone. So if someone told you about me, let me know so I can thank them and return the favor. I'm in a different location today. I had to change up my recording spot. I was sitting at an old patio table on our back porch, and one of the chairs, probably a couple of years ago, just kind of bit the dust while my son-in-law was in it. And my husband was afraid that those chairs were getting so old and brittle that it could happen to somebody else. So he finally disassembled those and got rid of them. So now I'm on a different patio, and I hope you can still hear me okay out here. It's just a beautiful day, and I don't want to be inside unless I have to be. I wanted to go ahead and clarify a few things. I've been asked some questions about patterns and colors, and you guys are sweet to email me or message me on Instagram. And I wanted to let you know that I try to do my description box as complete as possible. For my first several videos, my description box was just empty. Now that I understand how it works, the past several videos have a pretty complete description box. So if it's a pattern or something that I talk about in that video, it should show up in the description box. I always love to share with you my color conversions or what I've used on something. And I know one pattern that a lot of you were asking about and having trouble finding was the Etsy pattern from 2x2 Stitch Art. For some reason, that was really hard to link in the comments, and I think I figured out now how to get that in the description box. So that was a pattern that has the pinks and grays. Put something behind it. And I haven't done a whole lot of work on this one, but there's 3 different colors of pinks. I'm using Victorian Motto, and then there will be some grays in it as well. So 2x2 Stitch Art, and look in the description box. On one comment, I was able on my last video to actually link it, and then I tried to for someone else and I couldn't, and I don't know why. I was having trouble linking that on there, but 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy. Okay, Shores of Hawker and Hollow. I had taken that piece to Hobby Lobby to be framed. I waited the 2 weeks, and I called them and they said, we're working on it right now. So I gave them a little bit more time, and then I went to pick it up, and I was not pleased. It was crooked. It wasn't so much that it was not done right, it was the fact that they tried to pass it off as okay. And then when I questioned it, they were like, oh yeah, that one was really hard, and our needlework expert wasn't here. And so we just did it. We had some help, and we pitched in and did it together. So that was a little bit frustrating. I left it. I had actually paid for it already, but then I decided I wanted them to do it right. I left it, and the lady that framed it in the end is more of a needlework expert, and she said it was hard because there were some areas of very dense stitching and then areas of not as much stitching, and so the border lines were a little bit hard to do. If you get them straight on the outside, the inside borders were growing crooked. So got it done. My best friend used to own a frame shop, and she did tell me that the needlework was awful to frame. She said that was her least favorite thing to frame. So there's that. I did get it back. The lady that worked on it said she put tabs in it. underneath it to kind of hold it down a little bit. So it's better than I could have done myself. So here it is. Let's see if it'll show up outside. Here is my Shores of Hakron Hollow with all the reflections. It is reflecting everything. My table with all my mess. My computer, sorry. I will post a picture on Instagram of the completed picture. But I thought it turned out so good. I just went with a basic black frame. And all the information on what I stitched this on is in the description box. And it's a very heavy piece. This is one of the first pieces I've had framed with glass in a long time. And it definitely is heavy. I like the way it turned out. I did not use non-glare glass because I did not want my colors muted. I didn't want to pay for the museum quality glass, so I didn't do that either. This is just a regular glass, but it does have the UV protectant. I was going to put this in my guest bathroom, but after all the work and getting it professionally framed, I decided that it needed a better place in my house. So right now it's in my entryway leading in from my garage, which side door, garage door, that's where all of our company come in. We have a front door. And we have a driveway out front, a circular drive, but our company likes the side door. So it is on the inside wall right when you walk into my house from my garage. So I really like the way it turned out. The personalization that I did for my great uncle that was lost during World War II when his ship was torpedoed. I thought that turned out really neat. Makes it a little more personal for us. And then everything else, yes. So I'm pleased with it in the end. Let's see if it'll sit right there for us. All right, here's Hakron Hollow hanging on my wall. A little bit better, you can get a clearer picture, not as much glare. But there's Shores of Hakron Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. I love the way it turned out. Okay, so that's my Shores of Hakron Hollow. I did look at some other Hakron Hollow pieces, and most of them have the Halloween blocks, and I'm not really big on Halloween. I'm usually decorating for fall, so I don't know if I might get some of those and maybe do more of a fall theme in that square or what. But for now, I don't have another Hakron Hollow piece started. But I really love the way that one turned out. I actually went to, when I went to pick it up, Hobby Lobby was 90% off on their spring shop. So I grabbed some more nautical things. I grabbed I should have brought it, a cute little whale. Just, I don't know. I like whales. Last year, my husband and I went to Alaska. We were blessed to go to Alaska in July when the whales were there. And then in December, we were in Maui when the whales were there after they had migrated. So we kind of traveled with the whales last year before the world shut down. And I'm really glad that we got to do that. So I grabbed a couple of whale pieces, one standalone and then another one for my wall. And kind of put those in my little guest bathroom that's right around the corner from where my Shores piece will be hanging. So all that, it's done. I'm excited. I do have more finishes. This week I have just been working on pieces that were close to being finished. I have been trying to wipe out my Mania starts, and Shores of Hakron Hollow, I had done that one piece per day. So that covered 11 days of Mania. There was 12 pieces. I already had one finished. And then the two pieces, 6 and 7, the blocks that are combined, I counted those as two separate days. So I did that, and then I did Words to Live By. And by the way, guys, thanks for helping me out. That rectangular frame I did for Words to Live By was horrendous, and I got another frame for it, a square frame. However, the frame dimensions that on this frame were the outside dimensions and not the inside dimensions, so it was a little bit too small. So I didn't even think about that. So a 16 by 16 would have worked, but my frame, the 16 by 16, was the outer dimensions, so I'm this much short on a couple of the sides. So back to square one on that. I'll use that frame for something else. Another thing, there's little bunny rabbits that keep jumping around. They're so cute. Finishes that I've done. This is one that I don't think I started this after I talked to you guys last. This was one from Donna Bayless by the Bay Needle Arts. And this was a freebie on her blog. And it just says, "You were born for such a time as this." And this is from the Queen Esther story. And I thought it was really just a neat sentiment, especially right now when we're wondering what's going on and what our role is to help. So, you were born for such a time as this. This is on just some leftover. This is actually my piece that was left over from the bottom of my Shores of Hawkrun Hollow. So the 32 count Summer Khaki. I use Victorian Motto purple puzzle, and it's very highly variegated. So you can kind of see on there. I used purple since that's the color of royalty. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I like it. Some of you were encouraging me to go ahead and do a stitch wall. I'm about convinced that I need to. I was talking to my daughter and we were talking about that wall where Shores of Hawkrun Hollow was hanging, and she said that's a great space. That's a great, empty wall that you have that you could go ahead and make a stitch wall. And like I said, everybody comes in that door. It's right off our kitchen where we all hang out. So that may be my stitch wall. So if I do a stitch wall, I will definitely share that with you. So for such a time as this, not sure how I'm going to finish it yet. It hasn't even been ironed, but I like the way it turned out. Another piece that I finished is my M Designs Love Tree. This was done in DMC variegated floss, or floss variations they call theirs, and it's the Christmas colors, the reds, greens, and whites. And if you turn it on its side, you can read the word love down here on the bottom. And it's just a mirror image. So it says love on both sides. It calls for beads. I'm not sure if I'll do beads, but there's that one. That was one of my one finish that is Christmas so far for the year. Okay, now these are really cool finishes next. I have been trying to teach myself how to stitch on the 40 count. This is 40 count Mallow that I did Blackbird Designs. And this is my first foray into the 40 count. It is done with black coffee, Classic Colorworks black coffee. So it's all one color and stitched 1/2. So I really enjoyed using one strand of floss. The more I stitched on it, the easier it was to see. And I really liked the way it turned out. It was a lot of work, but I like it. There was one part over here. There's like a group of three right there. There should have been one more group of 3 and I totally missed it. So I was short here on this side. It came in further than it should have. So I simply finished these squares on the border that were left unfinished to make room for it on the pattern. And I think it turned out just fine. So Blackbird Designs, Blackbird. This is part of the Magical Mystery Tour series for the Beatles. And I think I want to finish it like a pillow. That's what they had on the pattern, was to finish in a pillow. So I think I might do that. So I like the way that one turned out. That was nice fabric to stitch on. After I got used to it, it was a lot easier to see. Another one, Blackbird Designs, is Strawberry Fields Forever. This is another one from the Magical Mystery Tour series. And the border, I stitched the border first and fell in love with this pattern. I did the DMCs that were called for in the pattern. I used Victorian Mottos for the reds and pinks. And then I changed to the Barley for the roof and the steps at the last minute. And so those are all in my description box. So you can see those, our little initial on there. The gate, how precious is that? The stones. I really like the way this one turned out. This is on 32 count, I believe. No, 28 count linen. So Strawberry Fields Forever. The little bluebird. Trying to think of what else. I didn't have much of it done last time, so you really haven't seen much of this. But I do like the way it turned out. It's amazing when you look at the size differences. Teeny tiny. So Strawberry Fields Forever. I have a lot to frame again. That will be fun. Another one that I've almost finished is the Tiny Modernist Everyday and Adventure. And right before we talked last time, we were getting ready to go camping for my kids' birthdays, and it was so much fun. We had 4 campers and lots of family and friends, and just had a blast. My grandson wants to go camping for his birthday now in a couple of weeks. So that's the plan, to do it again. A little short weekend trip with everybody. And this is how it turned out so far. Every day is an adventure. A little bit. So I've still got to do the camper, and then there's trees and grass and flowers on each side, but it's a teeny tiny one, and my plan is to finish this and keep it in the camper. So every day an adventure. I changed some of the colors, but for the most part I went with the DMC. Another Christmas one that I've been working on, that I started last month. It's all rolled up like a taco, hang on, or like a burrito. This is the New York Dreamers Merry Christmas. I've changed some of the colors just so I could stitch it on bright white fabric. Oh, got it all clipped up. These little clips are great for stitching. So that's what I have so far. I think it's cute. Bright, happy. So Merry Christmas by New York Dreamer. Another one that is getting close to being done is my Little House Needleworks, Route 66. It's still in the Q-snap. So all I have to do now is stitch the rest of the states of the United States in, it's just a half stitch, and then I will do the route in a back stitch across the states of the Route 66. So it's fun, the colors are bright. This is another one that will go in the camper. So getting very close. The last one I've really worked on this month is my freebie from Hello from Liz Mathews, the little love heart. Love these colors, aqua and coral, and just the design is just lacy, pretty, really easy to stitch. So when I finish, this will all be filled in. The heart solid, and then the lacy background. It's a very happy stitch. It's a very easy, once I figured out the pattern for the background, it's an easy stitch. So that one's really fun, and I really love the colors. I had a question about my project bags, where I buy them. I don't. I make my own, and I just looked at a couple of tutorials on YouTube and decided I needed to make my own because I didn't want to pay a ton because I wanted a lot of them. And I do the plastic vinyl front. I've tried several different like thicknesses of vinyl, and the thicker it is, the better I like it. Also on the fabric, I've used different fabrics from cotton all the way to the thicker, almost upholstery type fabric, and the thicker the fabric is, the more I like it. So I have batting, again, not thin, pretty thick batting in between the layers. The zippers I think are fun to match to the fabrics. I got a whole slew of zippers on Amazon, and I just follow tutorials, and the more I make, the easier it gets and the better they get. So at first they weren't perfect. They're looking a lot better now. So I've also been trying to make some face masks lately. My grandson wanted to make him a cute one or a fun one for school, and I made my girls and I face masks. My son and husband got them too, but I don't think they're as big of a fan as we are of them. So trying to do some sewing. I got a Brother sewing machine off Amazon a couple of years ago, and it's been so much fun. It's easy. It's like a computer compared to my old dinosaur machine I used to have. So I like using that a lot. So back on the topic of cross stitch. There's some other patterns that I found that I downloaded that were freebies. I downloaded the Stone Street Stitchworks Schoolhouse Lesson 1. That was a freebie. I downloaded from the Little Stitcher, Dorothy's Red Shoes, the Little Stitcher on blogspot.com, and a little pumpkin one. And they're just teeny tiny cute. I don't even have pictures of them to show you, but just cute little freebies on there. I did get a haul, and I wanted to tell you first about my XG design story. I had ordered the end of April, and as of about 3 weeks ago, I still did not have my fabric. Y'all, she was super sweet. She said, "I'm refunding your money." It showed that it was stuck in Chicago. I filled out stuff with our postal service, and she said, "If you get it, you know, you can pay me." I was like, "Of course, yes, yes." Well, the fabric came, and I went and paid her again, and she was very thankful because on tracking it shows that the fabric is still sitting in Chicago to this day, and it's not. So I did finally get it. I was shocked at the colors. The colors ended up not being anything like what my computer screen was showing, and that is not her fault. Of course, she has a disclaimer that they're going to look different. But I ordered one of the biggest pieces I've ever ordered. I did the fat quarter of gold straw. And this gold straw is kind of like a canary yellow, but then there's a few splotches of pink. So it's a 36 count Zweigart base, and what I think I want to do is tea coffee stain it, because as it is now, I don't know what I would use it for. On my computer monitor, it looked more kind of a straw, like a deep straw colored. So if you have any other ideas of how I could darken this up besides tea and coffee or make it a little bit different, let me know. Her service was super sweet. She's a doll to work with. It wasn't her fault that our postal service can't get our packages delivered right now with everything else going on. This is a 32 count. It's called Little Bunny. And Little Bunny is, I know you can't tell on here, isn't that funny, have computer monitors? Little Bunny is a very pink. It's like a baby shower pink. with a few little white modeling splotches in there. And then my 40 count that I ordered, I did it. I thought I'd try another 40 count, is rustic driftwood. Rustic driftwood. So this is a kind of a tannish brown. I like it a lot. I wish I had a local needle workshop where I could go and see and feel and touch, and someday I'm going to get to another one. Alrighty. Another thing that XU sent was a sample of her silk thread, and she sent 4 meters of it, so 4.4 yards, and this is called redwood. Kind of a rustic coppery brown. So that was nice of her. So yes, my package got here, even though it's showing it's still in Chicago. I have it. Victorian Motto, way behind. I'm not getting my July shipments until August is almost over. So instead of getting it the 1st of July like I used to, it's probably about 6 weeks later that I'm getting them. But she's getting them out. So they're working hard. I have loved everything I've gotten from her. The fabric of last month, because I haven't got August yet, is called Shadows. This is a 36 count. On the monitor it looks more gray, but it's really more of a brown with almost a purple tinge to it. So maybe Halloween stitching is what they were thinking for this one, because the colors are definitely some fall Halloween top colors. So Mountain Poppy, pretty bright orange, be great for pumpkins. Fire Flower, Storm Clouds. These are almost the same color. One's just lighter than the other. Dewdrops, Baby Blue. This one is called Shadow, just like the fabric, and it's an olive green that has the brown variegation. So olive green and brown, almost like a camouflage, like fatigues. And then Bright Marigold is the bright golds with kind of some orange modeling in there. It's pretty. I love opening her packages because I never know what's going to be in there, and it's so exciting to see what's gonna be in there. Okay, I had asked a few videos ago where I should order from. I've ordered from 123 Stitch, and I like 123 Stitch, but I wanted to support other local shops. And you guys, so many of you said Fire Poppies in South Carolina. So South Carolina is not local to me, but I know that they're a great shop that just opened, and they just had their first birthday. So last weekend, this past weekend, they had 20% off all the patterns for their birthday. So I went shopping, and I wanted to order from them, and I ordered Friday afternoon at 4:45. I think they're probably an hour later than I am time-wise, so it was after business hours on Friday that I ordered. I got a notice Friday evening that my order had already been pulled, and they were processing my order at that point. So I thought, that's great. Saturday in shop is going to be busy for them. Monday they'll probably be closed. I don't know that. Tuesday is when I thought maybe they would try to ship my order. Y'all, they shipped it immediately. I ordered after business on Friday, and it was in my mailbox on Monday. I don't know how it got to my house so fast. Friday to Monday. It was unbelievable. In addition to the awesome service, there was a sweet card in there. Plus, there was a little candy bar, a Charleston Chew, vanilla Charleston Chew little candy bar. I had never had one of those before, and my grandson and I split it, and we both agree it's delicious and we need to get more. So I just need to order from them again, get more candy bars. the patterns I got I wanted to share with you. These are some that I've been looking at for quite a while, and I'm so excited to get them. And like I said, I can't believe it's so fast, and I am thrilled to have them. Plum Street Samplers, Sweetheart Hill. I love this one. I love the man and the woman. I think it's so sweet. I love the house. I love the flowers. I think it's sweet. I wanted this one since it was a market release, and for the first 30 days, only the shops that went to market were able to get this one, I believe. So I've been looking at it for a while, and yay, Sweetheart Hill. Another one, Ink Circles. This was By Any Other Name. I was thinking about getting the one that was after the roses, but then I thought, you know what? I love roses. I have a couple of little rose bushes. I don't know if you can see them from here, but I like roses. It's fun to nurture them and watch them bloom. And this one, you guys know I love ink circle pieces. This one is so pretty. I love the symmetricalness of all of their patterns. I like the colors. I don't know if I'm going to do call for colors or if I'm going to sub. And usually when I say call for colors, I will go grab my Victorian Motto flosses that are similar to their colors. Unless I go totally off tangent like I did on Tapestry and do something totally different. But I love the colors on this one. So Ink Circles By Any Other Name. Autumn Hill. I've looked at this one for a while. This, the girl, the flowers. Plum Street Samplers, Autumn Hill. I like this one a lot too. Another Plum Street Samplers. I really like her stuff. Grace on Me. I love the house. I love the topiaries, the flag. I like this one, Grace on Me. Another Plum Street Samplers. Are you surprised? This is Goody Grimwood. Okay, so you guys know, not necessarily a Halloween stitcher, but I love fall. These houses, though, they were creepy cute. Creepy cute. I love them. I like the roofs. I love the moon pumpkins. I'm thinking about stitching this one, but leaving the lady that's sitting on the bird, leaving her off and just keeping the bird, and then not stitching the bird cage. That was my idea. So everything else as the pattern shows, but leaving the lady off of the bird and deleting the bird cage. Let me know what you think. Goody Grimwood, Plum Street Samplers. And my last one is a Jardin Privé, Ondulations. This one I had never seen before. And it is a lot of black work, all the black, the houses, the hills, the different patterns. But then the flowers and trees are the pops of colors. I like the shape of it, and I like the all the black with a few pops of color. So I have so many things I want to do next. I don't know where to start. And the fun thing is that I've finished up so many of them this week that I feel like I'm ready to start some new ones. And like I said, I'm knocking out my mania starts because I really thought it would be fun to not have to carry over as many and start fresh on the next mania. There are so many things I want to do. It's fun, isn't it? Just don't know where to start. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I so appreciate you. I love reading your comments. I read each and every one, and I reply to each and every one. And I appreciate you liking and subscribing and commenting. I'm almost to my 1-year anniversary of my Flosstube channel, and I do it because it's been fun getting to talk with each of you and to just feel more a part of our community, and I love it. So keep in contact, holler at me anytime, and until next time, bye y'all.